Hello, my little learners. I hope you all have watched part 1 and part 2 of the chapter Diversity in the Living World. In part 2, we already learned how to group plants, different types of roots, types of leaf venation, and how seeds, roots, and leaf venation are related. Now, in part 3, we will discuss how to group animals based on their features, movements, and habitats. Let's start. How to group animals. Just like plants, animals too are significantly different from one another. How can we group such a wide variety of animals? What features can you think of to group them? In Activity 2.3, you have already set some bases for grouping animals. Let us explore a few of these in more detail. Activity 2.9, let us find out. So, you have recorded the movement of a few animals in Table 2.2. You may have also observed how other animals move from place to place. Let us now think about the types of movement in animals. A number of animals are shown in figure 2.7. You can add more animals that you may have observed and create a poster on the variety of animals. Which body parts are used by the animals in the poster you created and those in figure 2.7 for movement? List these animals in table 2.5. Note the ways in which these animals move and name the body parts used for movement. Some examples are given in table 2.5. So, in this activity, we observe how different animals move and which body parts they use for movement. So, different animals move in different ways. Some walk, some fly, some swim, and some even crawl. They use different body parts like legs, wings, fins, and their whole body to help them move. Let's understand this with some examples from the table. An ant walks using its legs. Goat walks and jumps using its legs. Pigeon can walk and fly. It uses its legs to walk and wings to fly. Housefly also walks and flies using its legs and wings. Fish swims using its fins. Snake crawls using its whole body muscle. Frog jumps using its hind legs and swims with its webbed feet. A cow walks using its legs. So, what we learn here is animals show diversity in movement. They use specific body parts based on how they are built and where they live. This helps us group animals and better understand their nature. So, what conclusions can you draw from the data given in Table 2.5? Different animals have different types of movement. Animals can fly, run, crawl, walk, hop, or jump, and so on. They use different body parts for moving from one place to another. They may use wings, legs, and other parts that help them to move. Here, we have identified animals based on the types of movement and the body parts used for movements. How can we group animals based on their movements? Additionally, many animals differ from each other in shape, size, structure, color, and other features. Some of these features can also be used to group animals in various ways. Like plants, grouping of animals is important for understanding their diversity. So, in short, different animals move in different ways like walking, flying, jumping, or crawling. They use wings, legs, or their whole body to move. We can group animals based on type of movement, body parts used, other features like shape, size, or color. So, grouping animals helps us understand their diversity better. Let's read further and know about a scientist, Janaki Amal. Janaki Amal was an Indian botanist dedicated to environmental work and helped to document and preserve India's rich plant biodiversity. She played a key role in the Save Silent Valley movement. As the head of the Botanical Survey of India, she initiated programs to document the plant diversity of India. So, Janaki Amal was a famous Indian botanist. She worked to protect India's plant biodiversity and played a major role in the Save Silent Valley movement. As the head of the Botanical Survey of India, she started important work to record and study India's plants. So, what is the Save Silent Valley movement? Let's read the success story of Save Silent Valley movement. This is a real story of a forest in the Palakkad district of Kerala. It is about preserving untouched beauty of a moist evergreen forest and its rich biodiversity. The now famous Silent Valley was saved by a remarkable movement led by common people who were not even residing in the vicinity of the forest. The battle against the proposal of a hydroelectric dam across the Kunthi Puja River persisted for 10 years. At that time, people used all possible available means, such as widespread awareness programs, letters to editors, articles in newspapers, seminars, and petitions, and appeals in court. The movement was successful in saving the Silent Valley. So basically, the Save Silent Valley movement was a 10-year struggle to protect a beautiful evergreen forest in Kerala. People fought against the construction of a hydroelectric dam that could harm the forest and its rich biodiversity. They used awareness campaigns, newspaper articles, seminars, and legal action to stop it. And finally, the movement succeeded and the Silent Valley was saved. So, now let's study plants and animals in different surroundings. You might have observed during nature walks that different animals live in different surroundings. You have also recorded movement of animals in table 2.5. Does the movement of these animals depend upon their surroundings? Let us consider fishes and goat as an examples. Fishes live in water. They have streamlined bodies and fins for movement in water. Goats live in grassy areas and move with the help of legs. The sizes and shapes of animals also differ from one. So, different animals live in different surroundings and their movement depends on where they live. For example, fish live in water, so they have streamlined bodies and fins to swim. Goats live on land, so they have legs to walk and run on. Now, let us compare and analyze in activity 2.10. Look at table 2.6. Recreate a similar table on the blackboard. List the names of plants and animals you or your classmates have observed in the regions given in the table or already know about. A few examples are given, you can add more. So, we see different plants and animals in different surroundings like desert, oceans, mountains, forests, etc. Different animals and plants live in places that suit their body and needs. This table shows how living things are adapted to their environments. Let's understand with each reason. So, in the desert region, camel has a hump to store fat and long legs to walk on sand. Cactus has thorns instead of leaves to reduce water loss. Sand lizards can crawl on hot sand and hide easily. On mountains, deodar and pine trees have needle like leaves to survive cold and snow, and yak has thick fur to stay warm in cold mountain regions. While in the ocean, fish, dolphins, and octopus have streamlined bodies to swim easily. They use fins, tails, and tentacles for movement. In the forest, lions, monkeys, and elephants are found with plenty of trees and food. Monkeys live on trees and use their tails and limbs to swing and jump. While in the polar region, polar bears have thick fur and fat to survive in freezing temperatures. Penguins are good swimmers and live in icy areas. Arctic fox has white fur to camouflage in the snow. So, we can conclude from this table that animals and plants are different in every region. Their body features help them live and survive in those particular surroundings. That is called adaptation. What are your observations regarding plants and animals found in various regions? Discuss your observations with your classmates. You might observe from table 2.6 that the plants and animals found in one kind of region are different from those found in other kind of region. During a discussion in the classroom, Alex recalls that he observed cactus plants with thick and fleshy stems in the deserts of Rajasthan. Maya shares that she saw deodar trees in the Himalayas of Himachal Pradesh. These trees are conical in shape and have flexible and sloping branches. Notice that these two types of plants found in different regions are different from each other. Why is it so? Why does the biodiversity of a region vary from that of another? Let us find out. There is very little water available in the deserts. A hot desert is typically very hot during the day and very cold at night. Therefore, you will find plants and animals in these areas that can tolerate and survive both the hot conditions during the day and cold conditions at night. The fleshy stems of plants found in the desert can store water and help them tolerate the hot conditions in these places. The mountains in extremely cold regions experience frequent snowfall. In order to survive in such conditions, some of the trees have the ability to let the snow slide off easily. Conical shape and sloping branches of deodar trees enable them to do so easily. You must have understood by now that the biodiversity varies from region to region because of diverse conditions. So basically, different regions have different climates, so plants grow differently to survive. Cactus grows in deserts, so it has thick stems to store water and survive heat. Deodar grows in snowy mountains, so it has a cone shape and sloping branches to let the snow slide off. That's why biodiversity is different in different regions. Let's continue reading. Look at the images of a camel from the hot desert of Rajasthan and a camel from the cold desert of Ladakh. What are the differences you observe between them? What advantages do these differences provide to these camels? The camel of the hot desert has long legs with wide hooves. Alex shares that his grandmother told him that the long legs and wide hooves help these camels to walk on the sandy desert without sinking into the sand. On the other hand, the height and legs of camels of a cold desert are comparatively shorter than those found in a hot desert. These short legs allow them to walk easily in mountains regions. In deserts, food is not available easily. Camels store food in their humps. Camels found in the hot desert have one hump each that helps them to survive during the scarcity of food. Camels found in the cold desert have two humps each. These two humps shrink in late winters because there is not much food available in the cold desert and they have to use food stored in their humps during that time. Moreover, they grow long hair from head to neck, which help them survive the cold winters of Ladakh. So, camels look different in hot and cold deserts because they have adapted to their surroundings. Camels living in hot deserts like Rajasthan have long legs and wide hooves. These help them walk easily on loose sand without sinking. They have one hump to store food and water, which helps them survive when food is not easily available. Whereas camels in cold deserts like Ladakh have shorter legs that help them walk in mountainous areas. They have two humps to store more food, which they use during cold winters. They also have long hair on their neck and body to keep them warm in the freezing temperature. These differences help both types of camels survive in their own environments. What other features can help camels to survive in the desert? Other students also start sharing their observations. Kashi from Rajasthan says that camels excrete small amounts of urine, their dung is dry, and they do not sweat. As camels do not lose much water from their bodies, they can survive for many days without drinking water. So, camels have special features that help them live in the dry desert. They excrete very little urine and their dung is dry, so they save water. They do not sweat, which also prevents water loss. Because of this, camels can live for many days without drinking water. These adaptations help camels survive the extreme heat and dryness of the desert. Maya talks about seeing plants with beautiful bright flowers, rhododendrons, in the Shola forest of Nilgiris. Here, rhododendrons are of shorter height and have smaller leaves to survive through the heavy winds on mountain tops. However, Pema, who is from Sikkim, mentions that she has observed rhododendrons in the nearby mountains to be taller, so, even plants such as rhododendrons may exhibit different features in different regions to survive the conditions of those regions. So, in short, rhododendron plants look different in different regions. In Nilgiris, they are short with small leaves to survive strong winds. In Sikkim, they are taller. So, plants change their features to adapt to their surroundings. Sagar tells his classmates that he went to the Andaman and Nicobar Islands with his parents for a special event. He saw huge whales and colorful fish in the ocean. His father explained that the streamlined body of fish helps them to swim in water. So, streamlined body means a smooth, narrow shape that is pointed at both ends, like the shape of a leaf or an aeroplane. Fish have streamlined bodies to reduce water resistance when they swim. This shape allows water to flow smoothly around their body so they can move easily and faster in water using less energy. So, in short, a streamlined body helps fish swim smoothly and quickly in water without slowing. So, we have learned that the plants and animals living in a particular region have special features that make them fit to survive there. The special features that enable plants and animals to survive in a particular region are called adaptations. The shape of the deodar tree and the height of the rhododendron are adaptations that enable them to survive in the mountainous regions. The place where plants and animals live is called their habitat. For example, the habitat of sea turtles is the sea or the ocean. The habitat of a camel is the hot or the cold desert, and the habitat of a rhododendron is the mountains. The habitat of plants and animals provides them food, water, air, shelter, and other needs for their survival. Many types of plants and animals may share the same habitat. Habitat plays an important role in shaping the biodiversity of a region. So, adaptations are the special features that help plants and animals survive in their surroundings. For example, the shape of deodar trees and height of rhododendrons help them live in mountains. And the place where a plant or animal lives is called its habitat. A habitat provides everything needed for survival: food, water, air, and shelter. Let's know a scientist. So, Salim Ali traveled across India to observe diversity in birds. He prepared a list of birds and documented their travel routes and habitats. He recorded the regions with high diversity of birds and took measures to conserve these. Koledo National Park in Bharatpur, Rajasthan, and Ranganathittu Bird Sanctuary in Mandya, Karnataka are examples of regions he preserved. He wrote a landmark series of 10 books on birds of the Indian subcontinents. He is referred to as the Birdman of India. He was awarded Padma Vibhushan in 1970. So, the scientist Salim Ali was a famous Indian bird expert known as the Birdman of India. He traveled across India to study and list different birds, their habitats, and migration routes. He helped protect bird rich areas like Colado National Park, Rajasthan, and Ranganathittu Bird Sanctuary, Karnataka. He wrote 10 important books about Indian birds, and in 1976 he received the Padma Vibhushan for his. Now let's read further. What are the different ways in which you can group plants and animals based on their habitats? One way is to group them into those that live on land and those that live in water. The plants and animals that live on land are said to live in terrestrial habitats. Some examples of terrestrial habitats are forests, deserts, grasslands, and mountains. The plants and animals that live in water are said to live in aquatic habitats. Some examples of aquatic habitats are ponds, lakes, rivers, and oceans. Some animals, such as frogs, can live in water as well as on land. These are called amphibians. Grouping based on habitats helps us understand how different living beings adapt to their surroundings. What would happen if the habitat of a plant or an animal is damaged? What would happen if a goat does not get grass to eat? Can a fish survive without water? Check with your parents, grandparents, and neighbors to know about the plants, birds, insects, or any other animals they used to see frequently in their childhood but do not see as often now. These changes often happen when habitats are damaged. The damage to habitats of plants and animals results in loss of their homes, food, and other resources. This leads to the loss of. When the habitat of a plant or animal gets damaged, it loses its home, food, water, and shelter. This makes it difficult for them to survive. For example, if a goat doesn't get grass to eat, it will go hungry. A fish cannot survive without water, as water is its natural habitat. Students, when I was a child, I used to see sparrows everywhere, on rooftops, trees, and even near windows. But today, sparrows are seen very rarely. This is something I have personally experienced. Now it's your turn. Ask your parents or grandparents about the birds, insects, or animals they often saw in their childhood but don't see as much now. These changes happen because habitats are getting destroyed. And when habitats are damaged, many living beings disappear, leading to a loss of bustard. The population of the Bengal tiger, cheetah, and great Indian bustard has declined in India due to loss of natural habitats caused by human activities. The government of India has initiated several projects to conserve our biodiversity. Project Tiger was initiated in 1973 to protect the declining population of the Bengal tiger. The cheetah reintroduction project was initiated in 2022 to restore the population of the cheetah. Similarly, habitats of the great Indian bustard have been declared as protected areas in the states of Gujarat, Rajasthan, and some animals in India, like the Bengal tiger, cheetah, and great Indian bustard, are declining in number because their natural habitats are being destroyed due to human activities. To protect these animals, the government of India started important conservation projects like Project Tiger to save the Bengal tiger, Cheetah Reintroduction Project to bring back the cheetah, and protected areas for the Great Indian Bustard in Gujarat, Rajasthan animals. These efforts help to conserve biodiversity and protect endangered animals. Traditionally protected forests, sacred groves. Sacred groves are undisturbed patches of forest. Their sizes may vary from quite small to very large. Sacred groves are found all over India. They are home to different kinds of plants and animals, including numerous medicinal plants. These are protected by the local community, and no one is allowed to harm any animals and cut trees in these groves or disturb the area. This way, sacred groves are a community protected treasure of biodiversity. Find out about the sacred groves in your region. So, sacred groves are special forest areas that are protected by local communities. They are undisturbed patches of forest found in many parts of India. The size of these groves can be small or large. These forests are home to many types of plants and animals, including medicinal plants. People are not allowed to cut trees, harm animals, or disturb the area. Sacred groves are like nature's treasure box, protected by the community. A beautiful example of traditional ways to conserve biodiversity. And we must protect biodiversity to ensure our planet is full of life, helping plants and animals to survive and thrive. That's it, dear students. We have now completed the explanation of the chapter Diversity in the Living World. I hope you understood everything clearly and enjoyed learning with me. We'll meet again in the next video with another interesting topic. Till then, keep watching, keep learning. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow for upcoming videos. Bye bye.